Oh, I made it. Oh my God. I can't believe it. I don't know why I have so many technical difficulties. You would think as long as I've been doing this now that this wouldn't happen anymore. But alas, it does. Let's see if I could adjust this. Hey, what's happening, everybody? I hope you guys came with some questions because we are going to, I do want to do, some live questions as soon as I start asking for them because I have a couple of things I want to go over first. We're going to wait a few minutes as usual for people to get here. What's happening? Good evening. Yeah, Britt. That's what we're going to talk about for a minute here. That seems to be the issue. As soon as we get up to 85 people, I'm going to start running my mouth. I'd like to get everybody's opinion on, marriage and what you think about it. Scared to date. Yeah, uh, that's not too far from reality because these women are ending up, dead, as they say, waking up dead from dealing with these dudes. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the love. Well, we're going to cover all of that. Yes, they are, Earlene. They are very upset about it. You guys are making great comments. I wish these could be like live, like heard. Everybody, so far, the ladies are like 100% like, screw marriage. Only if I wanted kids. So far, it's unanimous. Okay, we had 67, 70. Okay, come on. When we get to 85, we're going to start. Let's go. Get your friends, send them a text, send them a thing, post it on your Facebook right quick. Get them over here. Send out a tweet. Tell them what we're going to be talking about. Good evening, Crystal. Good evening, Lady STL, Kier, Lady Boss, Jackie Zion, Momo. Back. Momo made it in this time. Tanika. Oh, no, not Tanika. Y'all wait. Tanika. Tanika, I was reading some of the comments that you had on the wall, and I was like, I'm scared of her. Lacey Greystone, Desiree. Oh, I'm telling you, she just was going in on people. I was kind of scared for them. I was happy that I was not them, so that she wasn't going in on me like that. I was like, dang. And I thought I was rough. This girl's like coming in like, to people. I'm good. Everybody. Oh, look, 4 more people. Come on. 85, 85. We can start at 85. I know Tanika's crazy. I'm doing my thing, Tear Tear. My daughter just came in.
Hi, chat.
Did you hear her? She said, hi, chat. Oh, look, we one pass. Okay, I said we got to 85, we're going to start. It's 86 and climbing. Let's go. Let's get this show on the road. Okay, now, first of all, I want to talk about a couple of articles that I found online. This is going to be our introduction. Women around the world are changing their attitudes about this whole husband and marriage thing. And it's really interesting because even in cultures that are traditionally marriage minded, like in Asia, Japan, China, Thailand, all stuff, these women are like, screw you guys. You're not giving us what we want, and we don't like it, and we're not down with it. And we talked about that a little bit. Like in Japan, they're so desperate for people to get married and have children because their population is shrinking. And but the statistics say, where is that? Where did I read that thing? Where did I put that? I mean, um, it's like so many people there are not married. Like I think it said 1 in 4 men and 1 in 7 women have not been married in Japan by the time they're 50 years old. That was like unheard of 50 years ago. So, and it's getting, yeah, that's what I said. There's very few children in Japan anymore because nobody's getting married. And, having kids out of wedlock is really not part of their culture. I mean, that's like really looked down upon, and nobody wants that in their family. So, they're looking at you need to be married to have kids. But I also read where a lot of the Japanese are marrying friends and friends of their family and stuff because they're they want to have kids, but B, they're tired of looking. So they just marry somebody they know, and everybody, they get a kid out of the deal, and it's like that, whatever. So there's not like this romantic love or anything. It's like a business deal. They just do it because what else is there to do if you want to have a kid in their culture? Okay. So I thought, wow, that was really deep. Okay, so then I found this article that talked about how many women are freezing their eggs. This is an option if you are not, um, you can't find Mr. Right. A lot of the brothers say, you're a feminist, and that's why you're not married because you just think you just want to marry your job. But this article says in the research that they've done at Albany Medical College in New York, they did this whole study, and it says that, excuse me, most of the women who freeze their legs to delay motherhood are doing so because they have yet to find Mr. Right rather than because they're putting their career first. It said that less than a quarter of the women who stored their eggs to delay starting a family did so because of work. Instead, 88% did so because they are single or failed to find the right partner. 88%. That's an awful lot. So this one reverend said, if that's really the problem, do you think more about how we relate to the people with whom we plan to live for quite a long time? I wonder whether we so emphasize autonomy and freedom of choice that we are expecting too much of the people we are going to live with. We think they're going to be perfect, and they're not. And he added, do we perhaps need to have not quite so high ideas on the kind of person we are going to share our life with? Okay, let's talk about that. We have advice letters that come into this channel, right? We just did some Tuesday. Those are women who didn't expect too much of the people that they were going to live with. And we see where that got them. Not just settling. I mean, settling is, okay, there's different levels of settling. You know what I mean? You could have somebody who's going to be, you demand to have somebody 6 feet and he's 5'9", 5'10". Okay. Unless you 6 feet, what difference does it make? Why am I coughing so much? This is terrible. I think I have a cough drop in here somewhere. I haven't been coughing all day, but you remember last Wednesday I told you guys my allergies took my ass down. And it looks like I'm getting a repeat performance because I was coughing and blowing my nose and whatnot. It was terrible. Well, shoot, I don't see it. Let's hope that works. So, on the debate about finding the right partner, a speaker at the Progress Educational Trust event raised the issue of women's hunt for Mr. Right. Quoting from a previous academic paper, Professor David Baird said women could, quote, settle from Mr. Right to Mr. Will Do. We are also imperfect. We're also valuable. So, and certainly Mr. Darcy is not for all of us. But she also told one female patient who sought advice on social egg freezing because her partner had an affair, leaving her single and childless at the age of 36. So, I mean, why can't a woman freeze her eggs if that's what she wants to do? I mean, she might decide later to go to a sperm bank and not be bothered with a man at all. And it's like it's always people are always trying to get women to settle. Why? I mean, why do we always have to settle? What about the dudes? Why can't they settle? They always want to get exactly what they want. They just use you until they find it, then they dump you like a hot potato. I don't understand it. I don't understand the desire to always make women settle for some old piece of shit man that ain't about nothing, and then think that she want to have kids with him. Why would you want to replicate those genes? They's lazy, they got addiction issues, they stupid, they got mental illness in their family lineage, they got like one leg shorter than the other or a cockeye or something. I mean, they got issues. And it's like you don't want to have kids with those kind of things. People with learning disabilities. I mean, you got to look at all this kind of stuff when you're talking about having children, because all that shit is genetic. Cross eyes and shit. You may be giving all that crazy shit to your kids. No woman wants to do that. I mean, now that we understand about genetics and stuff, 200 years ago, we didn't know about those things, but now we do. So you look at some motherfucker, you see he's got like allergies, he's got all kind of, eczema and shit, and all covered with scars and whatnot. Allergies are genetic. If you don't want your kid to have allergies like his daddy, you got to think about stuff like that. If you don't want your kid to have mental illness like his daddy, to be stupid like his daddy, to be like, a codependent weirdo personality type like his daddy, to have Asperger's and shit like his daddy. I mean, you got to think about all that kind of stuff. So by the time you start getting that deep in it, shit, you just like, eliminate a lot of people. Shit, fuck that. Feminism is feminism. It's like you better think about your damn self, because you think these men is gonna be trying to do that. They're not gonna be thinking about you at all. So you better think about yourself and think about what you're gonna be stuck with. Because especially if he up and leave, and then you done had this defective kid with this defective motherfucker, and then he decide he don't want to be bothered with the defective motherfucker that he created, and he gonna walk off and leave you with the kid. And of course, there's a mother, you're gonna try to deal with it and stuff, and put the kid in special schools in the special wheelchair with the special helmet and do all the stuff that people do. And I mean, that's fine. That's your child and you love your kid, I suppose. But I mean, that's a situation you didn't have to put yourself in if you had paid more attention to the fact that you was marrying or getting involved with or procreating with somebody who was a defective fool. That shit is serious. You need to pay attention to that kind of stuff. And people say, you're a what they call it, you talking eugenics. I'm like, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm talking about don't be breeding with people that got fucked up genes. Okay, whatever you want to label that, you just help yourself. But that's what I'm saying. Why would you give your kids, you put them behind the 8 ball? And especially don't be fucking with nobody who's ugly. Ooh, that's the worst number one thing you could do, is have an ugly ass kid. That's just a sin. All y'all need to be lined up and slapped for that. You know how this world is. You can't be having no ugly ass kid. That does not work. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Call me that. I don't really care what you call it. I'm just saying. Because ugly is genetic too. Uh, I don't like. I just a whole bunch of things. Like I don't certain men that have certain look. I don't really be fucking with them. I don't like the look. Like people have eyes that's too close together. There's like no space between their eyes. Normal genetics, or if it's too far apart and they look like a flounder, that I can't do that. There's a problem there. There's a problem. You're supposed to have whatever the distance is of your eyes, the length of your eyes. You're supposed to have that same amount of space between your eyes. A little bit, a little bit less, a little bit more, maybe. But, if it's like, you got like the space of 2 eyes between your eyes, no. Flounders got 1 eye on each side. Nah, can't do it. Can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. So then we go on here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Teeth. Now, see, jacked up teeth. That's genetic too. Jacked up teeth run in people's family. Like, you know how people have like teeth sitting all on top of each other and stuff. You know, their teeth is going at different angles, or they got like double teeth and all that kind of stuff. See, no, that shit. I be looking in a motherfucker's mouth. It's like, what kind of teeth you got? You know, they be talking about their bones, and they all crooked and shit. No, I'm very picky. That's why I only have one. Okay, now let's talk about, yes, you should. The best options in appearance, the best options for intellect, the best options for body structure, like height. Um, you know, you want somebody who's a good physical specimen with good muscle tone and a balanced body. Like you see them dudes that have like them little short, little T-Rex arms. See, that's a birth defect. And you got somebody who's got like little narrow man with little narrow shoulders, you know, and it's like he's built that way. It's not like because he hasn't buffed up. He's built like that with the little narrow shoulder. It's like shit. If my shoulders are wider than yours, we got a problem. And you know, or they got like, you know, their head is too small for their body. You know what I'm talking about? That shit looks crazy. I'm like, T-Rex. You know what I'm talking about? Little itty bitty arms and looking like, you see them with a man shirt, right? They always got to roll the sleeves up because their arms are too short. They're disproportionately short. No, I look at all that. I look at all of that, and I will summarily reject somebody just for these things that I'm telling you. Y'all think I'm kidding. I'm a hot mess, and I don't have no problem admitting it. I'll be like doing like that $6 million bed scan. Eyes, ears are weird. Hairline is, he don't got no hair. He's only 33 and he got a hairline issue already. Nah, you know, head is misshapen. Head, you know, dudes got head, flat head in the back. Can't do that. Short, too short. Nope, can't do that either. I don't like people that slew-footed or pigeon-toed. I don't like that either. See, all that shit is birth defect. You know, that's all like genetic problems. And you don't want your kid to have all them wrecked up, you know, body shapes and stuff. You gotta be paying attention. Yeah, small hands, small them little itty bitty like baby hands, like Donald Trump. That's a problem. Yeah. Well, a slightly bowed is attractive, especially in some tight jeans and boots. Girl, wait. Now let's not talk about that right now. But if they got like the super bowed legs like that, that's a birth defect. And so, you know, they probably should have braces on their legs when they were children because that's a problem. Yeah, that's an issue, and that's genetic. Lose a hair, early hair loss. I don't know what it is, rickets, crickets. I don't know what it is, but I just don't like it. So we talking about all these things. You know, you guys need to be looking at that. That stuff is like people who have dependency issues, and then also look at their family if they have a lot of depression in the family. Your kid is likely to get that shit too, and then you're gonna have a kid with needing Prozac at 12 and talking about they want to kill themselves at 16. See, no, I don't. That's just I just want a normal kid. You know, just be normal. And so you got to look. You better tell y'all. You better be looking at all this stuff. You be talking about. Oh, but I love him though, and he's all fucked up and come from all fucked up family. And then the next thing you know, you have a fucked up kid, and then you're trying to figure out what happened and why your life is so hard. Please, that's why y'all better, yeah, manic depressive, all that. What they call it now? They don't call it that anymore. What they call it? Bipolar. Same shit. Okay, now this article, single by choice: why American women aren't getting married. Why fewer of them are married? Why fewer American women are married than ever before? You always miss the beginning. Girl, you on CP time. You better kick that little bell thing so that you get that instant notice on your phone. You know, when you on the subscribe thing, they had this little bell symbol. After you hit the subscribe button, this little bell thing is going to be there. Click that too. And then it's connected to your cell phone and it'll send you a notice. Okay, let's talk about this marriage stuff. Okay, so like we said at the beginning, for those of you who missed it, one of the top things that these MGTOW and black men, whatever the big towel they are, NGTOW, they want to talk about is, that's why y'all ain't married. Nobody wants to marry you. It's like, nigga, nobody want to marry your tired, funky ass. You got some shit twisted. They think that they are a prize. I mean, somebody even posted that on my wall under one of the videos, talking about men are the prize. Don't forget that. And he got roasted. I mean, all the ladies was like, "What?" Typing a response to his behind. But but a lot of them think that they think that we are supposed to jump through hoops and just do backflips and go through all kind of conniptions and changes to get them to want to be married to us. And I'm thinking, I keep warning you guys, like, you better really think about this marriage shit, because it ain't really all that. And you thinking you're gonna have romance like on the Danielle Steele novels or them little fairy stories you used to read when you was a kid. It ain't like that. Men get on your fucking nerves. And then they, what I mean? They just, sometimes you just want to just stab them. But then, you don't, because that's your husband. And in the deep, dark recesses somewhere of your soul, you love him. But sometimes it's really hard to remember that you do, because you just want to stab them. That's it. That's it. That's all. So let's talk about this. Okay. So they want to say that that's why stab him. You want to stab him, just cut that motherfucker. That's what you want to do. I had a friend who stabbed her husband, but that's another story. She stabbed him and told him, and you better go to the hospital and say that you got mugged. And he did too, because he was scared that she would stab him again. Yes. Sometimes you must stab them. I'm afraid so. Not in a vital organ or, in a jugular or anything. Just enough to make your point. Point. Get it? Point. What a pun. What a pun. Hey, I'm telling you. See, I'm telling you. See, I bet your uncle was in good spirits after that too, wasn't he? He was like, oh shit, she crazy. Okay, so men think that you want to be married to them, and statistics are saying otherwise. That women are saying, well, I haven't met Mr. Right yet. What does that mean? That means all the men they met, they rejected because they weren't good enough. So these guys now, they're mad, right? Because they understand that they're not good enough and nobody's choosing them. So they're turning into what they're calling incels. I'm so punny. I'm so corny as hell. So I love that kind of corny stuff. So so this article says, according to the U.S. Census, the proportion of married adults dropped from 57% in 2000 to 52% in 2009. So these numbers are kind of old. This was written in 2016, but that's not that old. It says the declining marriage rates among adult women are less about the institution of marriage and more about the choices available to women today. It isn't necessarily a conscious rejection of marriage. It's about the ability to live singly if an appealing marriage option doesn't come along. So this lady examined women. She did interviews with 100 women and found that marriage affects women's lives. Delaying or abstaining from marriage affects women's lives. The shift allows women to build up our economic and professional basis, which can result in greater autonomy and a more equitable distribution of domestic work in marriage. But women still have a way to go to get on parity with men. And when she says, when I'm not going to get married, I'm rejecting marriage. And choice to not marry can also mean I would like to marry somebody, fall in love, but I haven't met someone who I feel is going to improve on the life that I am building and making on my own. Did you get that? Don't I always tell you, if a man's not going to make your life better, bring you joy, raise your ship, do something that's going to benefit you, then don't marry him. No matter what you guys be saying, everybody's like, well, marriage, God says this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, but, like they just did a survey here in the Bay Area. Do you know what's considered low income in this motherfucker now? $117,000 a year income is considered low income. Did you hear me? $117,000 a year is considered low income. And you want to get with some little motherfucker making, $15 an hour and thinking you're doing something? Shit. No, this San Francisco, the economy here is worse than it's in New York City. I've read that in several studies. So you can't, these dudes thinking, well, I'm working hard and I make $40,000 a year. Okay, what other job you got? You better have two, because you need to be pulling in at least 80. And then you pulling in your 70 or 80, and then y'all is not in the low income group. Oh, because this is what because we got all the dot comers here, all these kids working at Google and stuff, making $150,000 a year, $200,000 a year. And, the tech industry is big here. And it's I already know when I get ready to retire, I'm up out of this bitch. I'm not gonna you can't I couldn't, you figure I got my little retirement funds and my social security, my IRA key and all this other stuff from different places I've worked and whatever. And but it's not gonna be enough. It's not gonna be enough. I'm gonna have to move somewhere else. Or probably gonna, I'm thinking about going to Portugal. That's what I'm thinking about. Just have my money, automatic auto deposited so I can get it in some international bank. I can get a hold of it. Every time I go live, MGTOW chat is live. Oh, they probably doing it because they know what days I'm on and what time. Because I'm always on at the same time in the same 2 days. Why Portugal? I don't know. I just like it. I just like it. I don't want to go to the islands. I've been there too many times. No, too many nignogs there, and the crime rate is super high because everybody's so poor. And Hawaii. Been there too many times. Canada's nice, but I don't know if I want to be there. I don't know. I want to be. I want to go to Portugal. That's what I want to do. I would have liked Puerto Rico, but not after what happened over there. I think, okay, we're crossing that off the list. Would I go to South Africa? Hell no. No, no, no. I don't mind the cold. I just don't want it to get too hot. Yeah, too many storms, and I just know. Oh, from the basement. Oh, oops. Yes, Nick Nog is my favorite. Somewhere in Asia? No, thank you. I have not been to France yet. Sweden needs women, do they? Hmm. New Zealand? No. Southeast Asia? I don't know. I don't want to go nowhere where they have giant snakes. Giant snakes in the water eating up folks. I'm telling you, I've got that's my only thing. I'm in this world. That's the only thing I'm afraid of is giant things in water. I just can't do it. No, Australia, nope, nope. You going to Africa? Okay. I can't do the continent for reasons I don't care to discuss right now. But no. Okay, so let's talk about this. For so long, for so many generations and so many centuries in this country and places around the world, women had less freedom and less economic opportunity and were not sexually liberated. They were great social and economic tolls for having children outside of wedlock. Women were dependent on their husbands, and that's one of the reasons why marriage had to happen so early and happen so frequently because women couldn't be economically independent, and they had to rely on husbands who were earners. That's why they went from their dad's house to a husband's house. Women were like property, okay? And the property passed hands via marriage, and your parents set your marriage up to benefit them with no regard for what it did to you. The man could have been an abusive fucktard, alcoholic, gambler, whatever. As long as he had some money or a title or something that was going to benefit some cows, whatever he had to give to your parents, they would basically sell you off to him as his quote wife. And that was it. So women couldn't vote. Women had no autonomy. Women had no power to work outside the home. I mean, this was all socially mandated because men wanted to have control of women. Okay, they want to have control of your body. So, they created all these different laws and stuff about adultery and putting A's on people's heads and, all this stuff and charging you with, if they say you cheated, even if you didn't, then they could kill you and bury you alive and all this kind of stuff. I mean, just really, if you look at the whole scenario about how women are treated around marriage, you could see, it's like, why would any woman want to get married, really? It was like a punishment. It wasn't something to strive for. But the way that we were socialized, they had to flip around what our imprisonment and make us think it was something wonderful and beneficial so that we would want it. The trickery starts at just about at birth. when you get your first baby doll. And they say, "Oh, you're gonna be? Are you a mommy? Let me see your baby." See, they start fucking with your head and start telling you, what it is and stuff. Oh, you're gonna have a husband. Oh, when you get a boyfriend, and then you're gonna get married. So, the brainwashing starts early. For women to get this mindset, and then in the fairy stories, they live happily ever after. So, all of these things happen. All you hear, all these messages that make you think that you want to be married, that it's the best thing, and that something's wrong with you if you're not. Men did all of this. Men had you twisted your minds and fucked around all the women to make them think that this was something that they had to do. Even for women to just have sex, they had to be married. Because otherwise you a hoe, you a slut. You ain't shit, you're this, you're that. And they felt like they owned you once you were married. They owned your body. They could beat you. They could rape you. And marital rape, until in the 70s, was still legal. Okay, in the 1970s. So this is, something that I think a lot of more women are starting to wake up to. You couldn't even keep your own name. You had to take his name. So you just lost. You and your kids, your whole history, your family lineage, everything is gone once you got married. You became this man's property. He could dictate you and tell you everything, where you could go, what you could wear, and this and that, blah, 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 because you're his wife. So a lot of women now that, things have changed and laws are on our thing. You had a pill that was in the 1960s. The braid, that was once the birth control pill hit the market, that's when the sexual revolution happened, because women for the first time could have sex and not have to worry about getting pregnant. It was so freeing, and people, wanted it. Who is this? Brandon, whatever. You don't know my story, but I don't feel like talking about it right now. So, it's the kind of thing that I think, women, now can even have children outside of marriage. It may not be the best way to raise the kids, but I mean, socially, it's not looked on as bad as it used to be, or as it was, in these Victorian days when women couldn't vote and didn't have any power. So now it says on women getting married later, one of the most startling statistics is that today only 20% of Americans age 18 to 29 are married. Those are the millennials, right? That compares to 60% in 1960, because people used to get married right out of high school, right? And just, right out of college or before they went to college, whatever. The other figure that's startling is the median age of first marriage for women. From the time they started recording it, which was in 1890 until 1980, the median age of first marriage for women fluctuated only between 20 and 22. Okay, so 2 years in all that time. 90 years, it only varied by 2 years. However, in 1990, it jumped to over 23, which is a huge jump from 20 to 23. Today, for women, it is over 27. Okay, so 7 years later from statistics 100 and something years ago. So it's basically, it's like it was a flat line for about 100 years, and now it's not a jump over that line, but way over that line. You're looking at almost 10%. So that is a huge change. So men are the ones who are obsessed and still focusing on marriage and talking about there's no good wives anymore. Women aren't being raised to be wives anymore. All the stuff that you get about marriage. And I'm like, okay, but where's the part where it's if you have a troll alert, oh shoot, none of my moderators are here. I guess I have to do it myself. Well, anyway, somebody got to tell me who's the troll. I mean, I can't look at both things at the same time. Right now, I'm looking at this. So, and then it says what happens is that men and women wind up living more independently for years. Both of them wind up accruing skills. A woman knows how to use a drill, a saw, screwdriver, do the laundry, and the man knows how to do everything himself as well. So when it comes down to domestic labor, though, it says, that still hasn't changed much, because women are still doing the majority. And, men still consider themselves, even though they live there and mess up the house and the bathroom and everything too, consider themselves, quote, helping. Oh, Tiff is here. Okay. Okay. Tiff is here. But thanks for the offer, yeah. Yay. Yeah, it's Tiff Tiff. I don't know. I didn't see it, Tiff. They were saying that it was, but I didn't see it, so I don't know who they were talking about. Because I'm reading from this, and then I'm just looking over there occasionally. Um, so when you talk about marriage in this modern age, I think about Valerie Solanas talking about men, and I'm gonna do that probably this weekend. I'm gonna talk about her views and how prophetic her words were about what we're facing now with men. It was just like the woman was fucking psychic, and a lot of people don't like what she had to say because they said she was a man hater. I'm like, whatever. It don't matter all that. She ain't lied, so what's the problem? The men do all the things that she said. So let's talk some more about this sexual revolution and what in another country where women don't want to get married. Moscow, Russia. That's where they having all the World Cup games, right? Them Russian women is having themselves a ball. And I mean a ball as in two balls that's attached to some foreign dick. Okay, that's what they're having. So this girl, she's 19. They interviewed her for this article. Where did I get this article? I don't even know. I didn't print the trailer thingies. So every night, this whole summer is fun because there's all these men from all over the world there. They're athletes, so their bodies are fabulous. You know what I mean? And then the ones who are like the fans, they're there too. So it's like this influx of men from other countries that they've never seen before, right? They just don't even know what to do. So she's in all these parties and flirting and drinking with foreign people from all over the world and, hopefully to find love. So it says, long games on TV often disrupted her family evenings when she was a child, but now, thanks to Antonio and Manuel, the new Mexican friends she and Svetlana have made, the game seems exciting because these dudes are, I guess they on some team, on a Mexican team or something. And yeah, wrapped in a Mexican flag, Manuel passed his beautiful black velvet sombrero to Christina. Put it on. It will protect you from the rain, he said. Thank you, Christina responded in English with a big smile. So, they're happy, they're carefree, they, hugging and kissing their new boyfriends, they screwing and dancing and singing and just having fun like 19 to 20-year-old women should do. But it says here, Russia is full of lonely women who live longer than men and often take more responsibility for the upbringing of their children. My mother keeps telling me I should be selective and careful. She's worried about me on one hand, and on the other hand, I think she would be happy if I found a good man to marry, even if that man is not from Russia. But they are aware of the gender war that has erupted online. Russian men, check this out. Russian men have been attacking women on social networks for having intimate relations with foreign football fans. The Russian internet is flooded with hateful comments and video blogs condemning Natashas, that's what they're calling them, for supposedly shaming their country. Okay, so because a woman that you don't know, that ain't related to you, that you will never meet, is fucking somebody that you don't know, will never meet, and don't have no relationship with at all, just shaming your country. What she does with her pussy is shaming your country. You see how this mindset? Yeah, the Russian Becky's and Stacy's are called Stacy's, Natasha's, because this girls sound beautiful. They're tall and willowy and slim and young. They're only 19, 20 years old. And on the one blog, the author criticized 3 Russian women for repeating vulgar words in Portuguese without knowing what they mean. It seems that some Brazilian football fans decided to make fun of their local female friends, making them chant buceta rosa, which in polite translation means pink vagina. Oh, wow. Ignorant fools. And then this one guy who's the owner of a successful startup was among the men feeling angry at the so-called Tinder street parties at Red Square. With all due respect for our women, I honestly do not understand their attraction to Latin and African men these days. He's 32 and he's a divorce guy. My ears hurt when I hear these shallow conversations between Russian girls and foreign guys. They drink together and have sex. It has nothing to do with long term fun. Okay, so what? How's that your business, though? And it says the Russian media is taking the war seriously. This war might grow into a sexual revolution capable of liberating women from the burden of public opinion. The article quoted a critic of the Tinder World Cup in his headline. They are ready to spread their legs at the sound of a foreign language. Now, see, doesn't it sound like jealousy to you? They're being petty, they're being jealous, and they're acting just like how black men act about black women if they go outside the race and start dating some man of another race. It's like you think you own women, you think you own all the pussy in the world, and that is all theirs for you and only you. No, she owns herself, and she's going to decide what she wants to do with her body and who she's going to give it to and who she's going to spend time with. You don't get a vote in that if it's not you. If not you're the chosen one, then you need to shut up. She's nobody telling you what to do with your dick, so you don't need to try to tell women what to do with their body either. You know, and so then this guy says a Russian racist said he learned that as a result of dating foreign football fans, Russian women would give birth to non-white children. And then it will all turn into a colored compote. I am white and I respect my race, he says. And so article says, well, not many Russian men realize the extent to which Russian women are fed up with their sexist view of things, their abusive behavior, and their shameless cheating. According to the latest poll, more than 2 million young Russians, men as well as women, dream of escaping that country. And so they're looking for foreign husbands and boyfriends, that are there for the World Cup. And nobody has a right to interfere with my voice. But I have no idea, Christina, this paper. I'm like, get it, girl. She's getting her swerve on. And you know what? That's what she should do. You know, with no regard for these guys who are trying to cock block. Because it's, the culture there is very patriarchal. So the women don't get much of a voice. And, and in all those countries where they're like that, they want to get the hell up out of there. And then there's fewer Japanese people got married last year than any time since the end of World War II. Let's see. Can you see that? Yeah. And they talking, we were talking about that a little earlier. They're living together. They're not getting married. They're living in sin like Americans and Europeans. It's just kind of interesting. And then my final article that I want to talk about is what's going on in Uganda. These sisters. Okay, now I want to get you guys' opinion on this. Okay, now these are women who are married. They married. But married women are now charging $6 a flat rate, which is for 2,000, whatever N is, $6 in American money for giving their husband sex. $6 a pop. Okay, what you guys think about that? What you think about that? Smart? Okay. I just see a lot of laughing over here. They must be bad and bad. That's what it says. It's a great idea. I think so. Well, I mean, yeah, they pay. That's the thing I thought it was interesting. It says the practice began 3 years ago. You see, I'm greatly amused by this. Began 3 years ago with over 100 women taking it out on their irresponsible husbands who slept around and refused to help in domestic finance and household chores. The organization that did this study, something called Mothers Union, says the number has increased to 5,000 by 2016, and now it's more than 30,000 women and growing that have employed this strategy. It's also being backed by human rights, and feminist organizations across the country. It's a controversial strategy, but it's picking up across Uganda. The spread of this practice is dividing their society, according to this article. Some husbands have agreed to pay up, and a few have turned more responsible towards their family as a result. Others have refused to pay for sex, and in some instances, demands from wives have spiraled into domestic violence and even occasional deaths. Some religious leaders and government ministers have weighed in against the practice, calling it immoral and irreligious. Okay, so fucking around on your wife, that's not immoral and irreligious. See how they do? When the men are do something, they quiet as a church house mouse. Don't say shit. As soon as the women start getting them back and hitting them where it hurts, which is their pocket, and their sex life, then suddenly, you got all these politicians and religious leaders, just got so much to say. Please. It's all about their ego. I think, Ugandan women, you got my vote. Now I say go for it, make them pay, and raise that price. It need to be at least $10. They $10 is gonna go a lot further there than it would here. So we can't really say okay, only $10 because it's not the value of the money is different. It might be worth $100 over there. I don't, really know, but I do know that the concept is wonderful, and that makes the men give the women money, and it makes them understand, that what she does is, that has value to it. Even if it's, what we consider a low value, it still is value, and he needs to pay. So I thought it was a fabulous idea, personally. I thought, okay. All right, now we have talked about the single rate and women not really being interested in marriage because there's really no real point to it for most women. That's why so many women um, are just not really interested in it. Yeah, I'm thinking $6 there is probably a lot. And I think that in order for a couple to get married, there has to be value for you. And you guys have to value yourselves more and figure out what you're giving, what you're bringing to a marriage, and all the time and energy and effort and human sacrifice that you're going to be making to take care of that man and his children and that house that you guys live in, as well as usually his parents and all that kind of stuff too, because that comes, that comes a part of the whole situation. You don't just marry the man. It's like, it's a lot going on there. Yeah, it is a job. And you should think of it like that. And you should think about, what you're going to get out of it and how it's going to benefit you. Don't address what he's talking about, please. That's not the topic tonight. It's typical of a narcissist. They come into a chat of where women are talking about something about themselves, and they try to divert the conversation to his agenda. That is a typical nig-nog attempt for attention. Do not pay attention to him, and be very aware of that. Even when you're in other spaces, it never fails when a group of women are together. They will always come in some dude who does just what that clown just did. And so you be ladies, ignore them. Do not respond to them. Just don't pay them no mind. And then that's how they go away because they're not getting the ego food that they came for. Yeah. See, Eddie is cool. Eddie gets it. And so he, notice he coming, he contributes to the conversation. He laughs, he tells jokes, he says stuff. He's cool. We don't have no problem with Eddie. But some of these clowns, ooh, Lord have mercy. All right. I'm ready to take advice questions now. As a matter of fact, you guys hold on. Let me pull up my email because I did get a question in just yesterday. And I wanted to discuss it. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, this young lady, she says, I am a 36-year-old biracial woman who's been with the same man for a little over 8 years. I believe my boyfriend has cheated over the years, although I have no solid proof. For the last couple of months, he hasn't wanted to have sex, and so I had a conversation about it. Wait a minute, has done is incite him to tell me about a chick that works with him that he calls a bad bitch. He brings her up constantly. He also keeps talking about how his ex was gorgeous and how he can't understand men who don't want to date or to sleep with very attractive woman he meets. I get the feeling this is what he wants to do. It bugs me as we have 3 children, but I keep my body very nice, not that of a 20-year-old, but nice for a 3-time mother. And I'm very attractive myself. I guess my question is, does he want to just be single and bring out his inner hoe? And could he be sleeping with other women, considering that is all he talks about and does not want to have sex? Oh, and we have never had bedroom issues before, as I'm quite creative and enjoy sex a lot, but I also don't want to waste another year with an immature boy who only thinks of getting his dick wet for every chick that smiles pretty. Thank you for all your honesty. Your videos are the best. They have me laughing even on bad days. Well, thank you for that. Now let's talk about this guy. Okay, you've been with him for 8 years. Why were you with him for 8 years and you guys never moved to the next level? That's kind of a hint that he's still trying to play. Not to say that married men don't play too, but I mean, at least when they get married, they at least thinking about it. Most of them will be trying to not, to try to do right. He's a 3-time dad who's never been married, and he's coming into the house with you. I'm just kind of summing up what I'm seeing here. He's coming into the house with you, talking about another other woman and how he, doesn't understand men who don't want to date or sleep with every attractive woman that they meet. And you asking, does he want to bring out his inner hoe? He's already done that, girlfriend. He's already done that. And yeah, when a man dates you like that for 8 years, he's not trying to get married, and that's what he's telling you. So all the stuff that goes along with marriage, which is, commitment and fidelity and all of that stuff, he has no interest in that. And that's why he doesn't want to get married. Secondly, why would he get married? What's he going to get from marrying you that he doesn't already have? He's got a family. He's got a house that he lives in where a woman's there taking care of business. He's got, as much sex as he wants. And technically he's still single. So see, in his mind, he's still single and free, and he can go and do all of that stuff. And you can't hold his feet to the fire because you're not his wife. You see the game he played with you? See, because you don't even get, like, once you guys break up, you don't even get half. You don't get. I guess you could get half if you take the stuff that you bought or whatever. But anything that's like monetary, you don't get nothing. You will get child support though. You're gonna be paying off the ass for 3 kids. That's for sure. But if you have a man who, I keep telling you, you guys don't. You shouldn't be living your life like this. And I'm not saying it because I'm some religious freak or whatever. I'm saying if you want to have children, you want to have a family, you want to do all the stuff, you need to do that as a married woman. Even if you get divorced after that, have your kids in a wedlock. Okay. It's good for them to do that. It's good for them on their birth certificate. It's good for them as they go through life. You know what I'm saying? And you, in a situation like this where he never you never talked about, well, we was going to get married and it didn't happen, blah, blah, blah. It's all on what he's doing. And you can bet if your man is not fucking you, he's fucking somebody. And it's probably, all these women that he's talking about, what he calls the bad bitch. If he's not fucking her already, he's going to be very soon, because that's all he's thinking about. See, men talk about what they're thinking about. They're not that intelligent that they can just talk about something that's, out the blue sky. He's thinking about her. That's why he's talking about her. And he is utterly disrespecting you and your household and your family by talking about all these bitches in your face. That's like emotional abuse, and you're just sitting there taking it. You're going to bust his ass upside the head with something. But I'm not sure why you think that this was appropriate behavior and this was something that you had to tolerate from this man. You really don't. Why couldn't you just tell him, you know what, if that's what you want to do, then get the fuck out? Because believe me, I will get somebody else that knows how to treat me in time and know how to, treat my children, and who's not leaving me in a situation talking about some other bitches all the time. Get the fuck out. That's what you need to tell him. And then file for child support. As a matter of fact, you should see an attorney before you throw him out. so he can come and get the paper served to him while he's there before he moves. That'd be easier for you. Don't have to go looking for his ass. Just serve his ass with child support papers now. Okay? Then tell him to get the fuck out. That he'll already be served. So you can start this, you know, this garnishing his paycheck for them child supports that he gonna need to be paying. Because he see how easy and breezy he thinks it is to be getting all his pussy when that motherfucker's counting pennies because he got to pay all his CS. You know, they think it's fun because right now he get to spend all his money because you know you there holding stuff down too. But he gonna be kicking it on. He's gonna be paying his own rent, buying his own food, you know, doing everything himself, paying the light bill all by himself. He gonna be doing all of that. You're gonna be getting some of his money to help you on your end because he got 3 kids. So you're not gonna be suffering, but don't be stupid. Don't be one of the women like, I don't need his money. It's not about you. Get that what them kids deserve. It's always some chump change anyway. It's not advantageous for a woman to have kids, period. I'm not saying, I'm just saying if that's your dream. Notice on this channel, I never say what I mean, I say what I would do, but everybody, you know, it's not me. So you want to be, you know, having a bunch of babies and all that little stuff, then do it within wedlock because that's for the kids. It has nothing to do with you. That's better for the children. And then, you know, after that, if you don't want to be married no more, then get a divorce. Shit, everybody does it. It's not hard. It's like you just say irreconcilable differences and then go on your merry way. But you know, I think that's good to have your children in marriage. I think that's really about the only thing really that's you know marriage is really good for these days because everybody making their own money. Everybody got their own place, their own cars. You know, women don't depend on men like they used to. They don't have to. They have other options, and that's why the guys are so upset. Yeah, that's it. Just write that check, motherfucker. Write that goddamn check. And then you got to carry these motherfuckers on your health insurance at your job too. So he gonna be paying some more money. Woo, his ass about to get tapped. I hope that was fun, that little party he was having, because that's over. Once he gets slapped with them child support papers, his fun is over. So that's what I have to say to you, young lady. You know, you got some self-esteem issues here. I know he's hitting you, taking you for a loop. You've been with the dude for all this time, which was a waste of time. You know, like he didn't seem to want to be interested in making any kind of anything permanent and legal with you. That was a sign he was keeping things loose. Okay, that was your first clue that whatever you was thinking that you was gonna have with this man as far as a long-term commitment was not gonna happen. When a dude really wants to, you know, get with you like that, man, he is like so in your face and, you know, just trying to be married, trying to, you know, get convince you that he's your Mr. Right, trying to, you know, do everything that he can to lock that down and get you off the market. He does not sit around making babies and just shacking with you and toying with you for 8 years. That's not how men who are serious do things. So, you know, yes, exactly. That's a good way to put it. He was always keeping one foot out the door. And, you know, you guys need to wise up. You think that um, you know, living with some man is meaningful. And that ain't about shit. It's just, you just there just being a free servant and some free ass. And, you know, and nothing. You don't get nothing out of it at all. You just, it's so easily exchangeable because you're just like a person. You just a body. Yeah. I just, you know, he's never gonna say, you know, my wife this. You're not that. You just like, you know, my old lady or whatever they call you these days. I don't know, might be an old term. But there's nothing there. I mean, you guys got to stop doing this to yourself. He shouldn't have been. I mean, you live with a man, you know, my advice for that is you live with a man. Would you have a wedding date set? Then you live with him until the, you know, the month or so before the wedding, if you want to do that. Otherwise, just wait until after you're married. Um, if you never want to get married and you just want to live together and neither of you want to have children and everything, you know, everybody's fine with things the way that they are, that's different. You're both making a decision and nobody's got an agenda where they want something that the other one is not going to give them. You both agreed that you don't want to get married. See, that's different. I'm not talking about two people like that. They're going to be fine just living together. But, you know, yeah, she got 8 years of bullshit. And you know, as you're an attractive woman and you keep yourself together and stuff. I mean, you had options, girlfriend. I don't know what you was thinking about. I don't know why you did that. But let me see. How old did she say she was again? 36. Oh yeah, you still young. You can get rid of his ass and get somebody else. Get you a man who's like 45, 40 something. You be set. He'll be happy and it'll be all right. You'll be all right. Okay, anybody else got a question? A portable lie detector test? It's called Deb. You can tell when a motherfucker's lying. Yeah, I don't know. They have 3 children. Thank you. Oh, someone just said I'm awesome. Okay. Do you think a married woman should be working 2 jobs? Hmm. Why not? If she need the money, guess maybe dude's not holding up his end of the bargain, and she has to. What do you do if you got stood up? You delete and block. You don't do. Yeah, you delete and block. Okay, this is the let's talk about this a minute. You guys hold your questions until I finish this because I have to think. And I can't look at that because then I get too distracted. So keep your questions until I say, okay, next question. All right. When a woman is stood up, okay, and this has happened to a lot of people. They write to me and tell me about, they date, the guy swore up and down he wanted to go out and stuff. They set the date, they set the time. The guy doesn't call, the guy doesn't show up. Okay, now this is what a lot of women will do. They will call him, they will text him, they will try to find out, well, what happened? Well, where were you? Oh, I didn't know. Maybe something happened to you. Maybe you got in an accident or something. I just, um, I just, I don't know what happened. And so I thought I better call you. It's like, okay, you never do that. You never do that. Why are you doing that? Because you are putting yourself in a position where you're coming across as needy, desperate, lonely, insecure, and has low self-esteem. When someone disrespects you like that, you don't call and try to find out why they disrespected you. That's what you're doing. He disrespected you and you want to reach out to him and try to, figure out a reason and justify it in your mind why he disrespected you. And that is a waste of time. That's not what you do. And you just don't say nothing. You just delete his number from your phone and block him from ever calling you again. You delete to block him on any social media where you guys were friendly or friends, whatever they call it. Just you totally dismiss him from your life and you move on. That's what you do. I don't know why that's so hard for so many women. They'd be like, well, I want to know why, I want to know why. Okay, so let's just say that you get hold of him right now. So you used to say you set yourself up to get your feelings hurt. Because I'm the kind that would definitely hurt your feelings. If I was a dude, I probably would have been shot and killed several times by now because I'm just an asshole. So some woman, you have closure the second you decide that you have closure. I have a video on that. Nobody else gives you closure. You give it to yourself. So you looking for somebody else to make you feel better about the fact that they rejected you, that they left you, that they stood you up or something. Do you know how stupid that is? This is the person that hurt you and you're trying to go to them so you can feel better and they can make you feel better. This is the person that hurt you intentionally and you going to them for help feeling better about yourself. What fucking sense does that make? I am a Leo. I'm like a triple Leo. Leo rising, Leo sun, Leo something. I don't know. I got a lot of fire in my chart. But that's what you're doing. Okay. What sense does that make? Somebody explain it to me because I don't see it. I don't see why you would do that. Why would you so like somebody call me, right? Okay, some dude, I don't want to be bothered with his ass. I'm like, okay, this not gonna work. Let's just part ways. Click, I'm done. Okay, I'm done now. Okay. I might not even say that. I might just ghost him. Just like just do to get stood up. Because that's essentially what happened. You got ghosted. So when someone ghosts you, that means they don't give any fucks about your feelings. They don't give a shit about what your needs are, how you feel, what you wanted from them. None of that. They don't care. Okay. So for you to call up someone who doesn't care and say, oh, I just want to know, why did you leave me? Why can't we break up? Why can't we try again? Why can't we have another chance? This and that. Okay, this is gonna be the person who doesn't care. Because I don't fucking give a shit about you. I don't want to be bothered with your ass. That's why I stood you up. That's why I didn't want to talk to you enough to tell you that I don't want to see you anymore. But now since you called buttering the fuck out of me, I'm gonna tell you I can't stand your ass. You get on my every last nerve. You're ugly, you stupid. You are like a trifecta of fail. I don't want nothing to do with you. Get the fuck off my phone. Don't you ever call me again. Okay, that's what you setting yourself up for. If you call the wrong person, that's what they're gonna tell you. That's Deb. Because if I'm dumped you, I'm through with you. Do not contact me again. Leave me the fuck alone. Because otherwise I'm gonna blow your goddamn hair back. You're gonna be bald when I get through with you. I'm just saying. And I know my blood pressure doesn't even get high. It's just like that flame shoots out, scorches people, and then I just, be just regular. But it's like I know they're not confident in themselves. Trying to beg for some reason to try to beg. I don't want to hear all that. I don't want to hear you crying and whining. I don't want to hear the go complaints. I don't want you asking me nothing. Leave me the fuck alone. Just leave me alone. You know. What you want from me? I don't know. I'm telling you. It is. I know, huh? Trifecta of fail, but it is. I'm just like, I get tired of people. It's like, you just always want something. I'm just already told you. I don't want to be bothered with you. Now, whether I told you in words, I sent you a text or smoke signal, or I just ignored you, it all means the same thing. I don't want to be bothered with you. You should have enough intelligence to figure that out. Why do you need like a formal engraved invitation? Oh, Deborah invites you to a life of loneliness, and you open it up. I never want to see you again. This is over. Why you need that from me? If I don't talk to you, that means that we're done. It's a wrap. You know, I'm just like, whatever. So, okay, now let's move on to the next question. Okay, now I'm ready to take a question. Please do a blog about how mothers want their daughters to be clean up women for their families, especially something. Oh, their bum ass brothers. Oh my. Oh wait, I saw something up here. Okay, wait. Do you think there is never a chance for a long-term relationship or marriage with someone if you've already had sex with them? No, that's not true. Nope. I know some couples that got busy on the first date and been together for 20 something, 20, 30 years. That doesn't mean anything. It's all about the connection that the two people have. And what you have to do is be confident in your ability to assess people. I can say that. Now the women don't, usually they see people with stars in their eyes instead of for who and what the man really is. That's what we're trying to get women to teach them game on this channel, to teach them game and to how to assess men and to move their feelings out of the way and use this up here. Because they always going about, well, he made me feel, but I just loved him though. And, I was so happy when I was with him. Okay, but he's an idiot. So, you just totally ignore the fact that he's an idiot. He's just stupid. He don't want to work. He smokes weed all the damn time. And you're ignoring all of that. He got all these baby mamas and all this stuff. You're ignoring all of that because he makes you feel good. See, that's the kind of stuff I'm trying to get these young women to just, y'all need to get your minds fixed. That's stupid. That's just making some really bad choices. Okay. Should women help men that are too shy to ask them out? I'm not the type to do so. If you want to. I prefer to do what I call the breadcrumbing technique. It's flirting. It's flirting in a sense. So you don't really ask him out. You just encourage him to do it. Now, let me give you an example. Because this is something that happened at the gym. I used to work at this gym in Oakland called Club One. You must probably know it. It's real famous. It used to be a real famous chain in the Bay Area. And I worked there for years, part-time and just weekends and stuff. But there was this guy that, I used to see there all the time. And he, was cute. We would talk, we would chit-chat and whatnot. But I could tell he was just so nervous. I mean, he liked me because every time he saw, he would run up to me and talk, and he always had something to say. And he would find me like on the fitness floor and stuff, and make it a point to be, around where I was and all this kind of stuff and everything. And so he started telling me about some things he was doing on the weekend. I was like, oh, what did you do over the weekend? Just making chit chat. Oh, well, I went to Yosemite and I went to this, I was camping at Yosemite and this and that, and then I went fishing and blah, blah, blah. Oh, really? I love fishing. This is me. Blink. I love fishing. I love the outdoors. I love Yosemite. We used to go there all the time and go camping. And so we talk about that a little bit. Okay, so then a week or so go by. Oh, I went to something. You tell me, oh, this weekend again. Oh, I did this, I did that. Every time he said something, I was like, oh, I love doing that kind of stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, now anybody who's not stupid would get the hint. Okay, she's interested in doing those things that you like to do with you. Okay, this is how men, you got to lead them. As I say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So that's the technique I prefer to use. So you let them know that if they suggest any of the stuff that they had been talking to you about, that you're going to say yes, that you already talked to him, he already enjoys each other's company. So a date between the two of you away from this environment is sure to be a winner, right? So finally he did get around to doing it. And then not too long after that, I quit the club anyway. And so that was the end of that. But, I did talk to him for a little longer, but I don't know, I kind of went into a bad space. It was nothing about him. It was me, because I went into a bad space because after I hurt my back and I was feeling sorry for myself, and I was in a lot of pain, and it was a long recovery for me. I was all kinds of fucked up. But, it was just, I met a guy, really super nice guy, but I met him at the wrong time. That was unfortunately what happened. But, my trick did work. And so he did ask me out. And of course I said yes. And I was all enthusiastic. And we went to Lake Berryessa. We went around there. We was walking around and stuff. And then we had a picnic. And then we went fishing. And, it was nice. It was a very nice time. So that's the technique I like to do. Breadcrumbing. You have to think of the technique to use for yourself based on how you, how you interact with men. That was how I do it. But it worked. It works. It works very well. Okay, my man is running for office soon. Can you give me some pointers on how to keep our relationship as private as possible? Like a local office? It's not necessary. Well, it's not going to be private. I mean, you don't want to have like public fights and stuff like that. If you have one of those companies, if you can get access to one of those companies where they take stuff about you offline, so people investigating, you can't find it, I would suggest that you guys hire one of them companies as soon as possible, because you never know what kind of stuff that you might have said online 10 years ago might come up in a search. So, I don't remember the name of it. I heard an ad on the radio. Privacy something or something like that. But anyway, even if it costs $1,000, you just good money spent. So you want to it like scrubs your name off the internet and search engines and stuff like that. Anything that's negative, they remove it. So I would suggest that. And then, but if he's running for office and you're his lady, there are going to be a lot of social events that you will be attending with him. So, you want to not talk about private, personal business, not talk about your family too much. Look at how, just look at some examples of the politicians. You hear about them, but you don't hear like grand details of their life. Like with Meghan Markle, her family came, her dad's family came, acting all country bumpkin and shit. They exposed themselves. She didn't do it. Her dad and all his little hood, hillbilly ass relatives exposed them. So, you got, keep the word to your family that they need to keep a low profile, keep their damn mouths shut. And, you go and get yourself some nice, like slightly conservative, but still, what do they call it? Sophisticated sexy. That's what I call it. Sophisticated sexy. You want to look like a lady. You want to look, attractive and somewhat, like you're not an old maid. I'm not saying wearing a little turtleneck up to here kind of dress, but this is not the time to be showing all your talents. dress, professionally, slightly conservatively, and appropriate for the occasion, because all eyes is going to be on him, which means you too. So be careful with that. Be careful what you say online, and be careful what you say to people, and just watch your P's and Q's. All right, let me scroll and see what else. Yeah, he did. He did. Yes, no promoting other people unless they go write a check. uh, why do people who claim to like you as a friend or coworker try to set you up with a NAM? Oh, do you think there's such a thing as too early to get engaged to someone? Yes. You have to know them for at least 6 months. After that, you can get engaged. Because you still never, even after you've been married to them 7, 8, 10 years, you still gonna be finding out shit. So people are like, well, you have to know them. You're never gonna know somebody else. People will be having, you'll be all right. The fact that you thought to even ask that question, you know what's up. So I have every faith that you guys will go forth and do big things. Um, let me see. Why do people claim to be as a friend of a coworker try to set you up with a NAM? Let me see. What do they used to call it? Nice, nasty. You got people in this world, they'll pretend to be your friends, they have your best interests at heart, but in reality, they hate your guts. They hate your guts. And they think you have too high of an opinion of yourself. So they want to set you up with somebody who they feel like is going to break you down and bring you down to, down to size, down to the level that they think that you should be. You have to be very careful with that. And asking them like details about, how many kids does he have? Has he ever been married? Okay, he got 3 kids, but he ain't never been married. Well, that's a now. You know what I mean? So you could ask the right questions and figure it out before you even go on the first date with the fool. But that's why they do it. And you also have to understand too, in a lot of instances, a lot of these women they don't know what the fuck they doing. So their idea of what a good man is a basic dude. For that information, look at the video I have about basic men. He got a job, he got his own place, and he got a car. That's all they're looking at. Not how he treats women, how he thinks about women, how he talks to women, how he handles himself. Is he responsible? Is he accountable? Does he have integrity? Does he have, any sign of self-esteem? Does he have confidence? What's his plan for his life? They don't think about none of that. They think about he's a man, you single, he's single, he got a job, and he's the right race and the right age. That's all they think about. So you have to, determine what your criteria are for a man that you want to be bothered with. And if he doesn't meet them, then don't go out with him. Just politely decline. Oh shoot, what happened? It scrolled down way too fast. Miss Deb, you ain't never lied. Oh my God. Okay, and there we go. Um, let me see. I'm scrolling down, I'm trying to slow it down because it scrolled so it just like shoot. Uh, is 35 too young for a 60-year-old woman? Wait a minute. Oh, the dude is 35 and the woman is 60. Oh, hell yeah. What's wrong with you? He ought to at least be in his 40s. 35-year-old men are stupid. Okay, I'm just going to just be straight with it. They're dumb. Okay, they men don't really get any sense until they get about 45. And by then they start breaking down. It's kind of you got a window there of between 40 and 46. So men have got a good window of about 6 years. And then after that, they have a problem. set you up with a reject. Yeah. They even do that in churches. You know, the pastor will set those single women up in the church with some reject that just got out of prison. Well, sister, what's your name? You a good woman, and so and so they trying to change their life around, and you can help a brother. This is a Christian thing to do. And then the next thing um, you have a problem. Church, yeah, them pastors, honey, they will fuck you over. And it's like my thing is, I think that they do it on purpose because what they be trying to do is, um, I think they be in league with the dudes, right? It's a gang because the pastor knows you, right? You tithing, you turning in your 10%, so he knows about how much money you got. You own your house, you drive a nice car, you got nice expensive clothes on, you wearing your little diamonds and your rubies and whatnot when you go to church. And so he comes and, they see this dude, right? So then he's going to figure out how to get your money from this guy through marriage. And you don't even see it coming. Y'all need to have prenups. And really, if a dude has been in prison and stuff, he coming to church, don't fuck with him. Just leave him alone. Just leave him alone. I know people need a second chance and all that old stuff. And he can have a second chance, but he don't need to involve you in the second chance. He can have a second chance with somebody else. No men under 55. Yeah, like I said, I feel like they need to at least be 40. I don't know. I like guys, in their 40s. Some 50-something-year-olds are okay. They, if they keep themselves up. I don't like the ones that, they got pressure, they got sugar issues, all that stuff. Backs are all bad and everything. They got problems. Yeah, ED, exactly. Over 55 is too old. Well, it might be. Like when I worked at Club One, there was some dudes there in their 60s, but them dudes was fine. They rode bikes, they lifted weights, they had really, really nice bodies. Really hard to tell how old that they were. They looked really good for their age. What if you don't want to get married or live together, but want to be in a relationship? I'm not a serial dater. Living together is also very draining. Would this be inviting a player into my life? Well, not necessarily. There's a lot of men that want that kind of relationship too. They don't want to live with a woman. They enjoy their peace and quiet and their freedom. They want to have companionship, of course. They want to have some booty. They want to have some fun with somebody, a travel companion, somebody to go out to dinner with, to talk to, and stuff like that. Living together can be very draining if you try to get into it with the mindset of the traditional woman taking care of everything in the household kind of shit, and the man think he's just going to sit on his ass. That's the kind of thing that you have to work out before you move in together, if that's what you want to do. But, if you don't want to live together, that should be, most men I think will be happy with that situation. But one thing that you can't help, that you might not get though, is, somebody who thinks that that's like a commitment, because you're putting up a wall, and a lot of guys, especially when they get older, they want to have that one woman type of situation. So you would have to, that's kind of a touch and go thing. You'd have to check out the man and see where his mind is. Because, believe it or not, there are some guys who are very traditional. They've been a hoe in their young life, but then they get around 40 or so and they want to get married. They want to have just one woman. They want to have kids, the whole thing. And so they change. They turn their life around. Especially a lot of dudes have been in the military. They hold all over the world. They tired of fucking just in that broad. They want, something serious. They want to have kids and, work on the garden and do all that, tinker with cars and all that shit that men like to do. I think that the earlier man gets his act together, the better. It seems nice that they get past a certain age, they never change, become the man they should be. Exactly. Exactly. Deb asking for a friend. What should she do? She's been nude modeling for years, and she was when she met her boyfriend. Now that he's her baby daddy, he has a problem with it. Should she consider his opinion? Nope, not at all. And let's talk about this. Is he going to make up the difference in the income that she made? Is he going to do that? If he's going to do that, then he can have some say so. If he's not going to do that, then he has no voice. You know what I mean? It's like you can't try to dictate somebody else's income stream unless you do this, and he goes and fills that shit up. Okay. That's what you have to think about. What is he gonna be doing to make that money up? How and where do you meet mature men in their 40s? Shit, everywhere. They just be walking up and down the damn street. I don't know. You can meet men everywhere. Shit, Starbucks. Told you all about the fine little Latino man. I mean, he was very handsome in the face. He was big, but you could tell he lost about 30 pounds. He was gonna be all right. He was gonna look good. He was cute. I just flirted with him, but I didn't give him my number. And I think I shocked him so much how I was, how I just talked to him that I think he was stunned. He didn't he didn't know what to do. How do I flirt? No, this is what I did. Well, I'll tell you what I did in this situation. I have a video on how to flirt, so you can see the Atlanta Angel. Go to the channel and type in flirting, and it will pop up. This is, yeah, smiling works wonders. When you see them and you just smile at them, they just be like, oh, wait a minute. But this particular guy, see, I'm a sucker for, you know how Latino dudes have that thick, it's kind of slightly coarse but wavy hair, and he had it pulled back into a ponytail, and he had the kind, it was like shaved on the side, so this part was the ponytail, so but the back of the sides was shaved down, and then he had my beard that I like, that beard that goes like this, and then he had dimples, and actually he was a little overweight, he was a little pudgy, he's about 5'11", 6 feet, um, but he was cute. He was cute. I mean, his face was cute. He just was, big. He needed to lose some weight. Is that what they call it? Goatee? Okay, yeah, this. He had that. And so, I'm looking, like, as soon as I walked to Starbucks, I'm like, zing! I saw nice teeth, nice lips, dimples. The thing was working. He had the hair I like. He had on workout clothes. He was just coming from the gym. They was a little sweaty on the back part. So I knew he had just worked out. He was so he could get his coffee so he could go home and get ready for work. I mean, within 5 seconds, I knew his life story. So, I put my order in, and then you got to stand. You know how you just start. You got to stand and wait. So he was waiting, and I was waiting because he had been in line right in front of me. And I said, "Oh, your beard. I just really loved your beard. It looks really nice on you." And he was like, he kind of like jumped. He was like, "Oh, thank you." I said, "Oh, you working out? Where do you work out at?" So I just was talking to him, and I said, "Well, you're doing great. It's good that you, working out and stuff. I need to get back in the gym a little bit more myself." Da, 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 da. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, all men can be dogs, Eddie. You know that, but I don't give nobody a pass based on their race. But I just smile. My little smile. I was grinning at him because dude was cute. So I was showing out my 17 teeth. Not 17, 72 teeth. All of them was grinning. And so he was just looking, he just looked stunned. And so then I left, I got myself before he did. And no, he wasn't as big as Big Pun. No, that's too big. As Rodney Allen Rippey used to say, he too big to eat. That's like, I can't do that. But he was like, I seriously, maybe like 30 pounds overweight. He was big, but not like huge, not like obese. He just was a little overweight. And so, I went and I got, I left and I was walking to my car. Parked right in front, not in the parking lot. I parked in front on the street. And I could see him just staring at me, just staring like with this look like, what just happened? Because he was cute. I was steady grinning at him and, just making an excuse to stand close to him and look at him going. So that's how I do it. And sometimes when I'm being like I'm in a club, a bar or something, you see men staring and I'll just walk right up to them and say, "You like what you see?" And they never fail to be like, all right. Somebody just saw something. What did I just see? Are long distance relationships a waste of time? Absolutely. Because, it might be cute at first, but You have to, one of you is going to have to move to where the other one is eventually, or it's just going to fizzle out because you will end up, um, lonely and horny. And it always happens like that. So one of you is going to get some local talent. And that local talent is what is going to, be the end of your relationship. Because people get lonely. I mean, you can only have a relationship on Skype and chat and phone for so long. You know what I mean? That just don't work. That's just stupid. It's like people say they have an online boyfriend. How the fuck is that? That's impossible. That's an oxymoron. Online is a world of fantasy. There's no boyfriend girlfriend relationship there. That's just a bunch of bullshit. And y'all, playing bullshit games with each other until you won't feel lonely. I guess I don't know. I don't get it because I'm telling you, my thing is if you can't get to me within 15, 20 minutes, you're geographically undesirable, and you will be dismissed just for that. That's all. Would you date someone that you work with? No. What am I sipping on? That's water. Girl, I'm high on life. Yeah, that is imaginary. Now I don't want to date anybody. I want to work. First of all, when I leave work, I want to leave work. Okay. It's not like there's not nice people that work at the places I work that were cute and this and that. I did kind of go out with one dude, but we were never like boyfriend or girlfriend. We just like hung out sometimes. I'll do that. Like a friendly thing. We, no screwing, nothing like that. I'll do that. But as far as like being all involved and romantic and talking about I love you and screwing and all this stuff, meeting the parents, all that, no, we ain't doing all that. Because see, when I leave work, I want to leave work. That means you too. You stay there, and then I might have my life over here. So if you start mixing the two, you're gonna have a problem. And then you're gonna have a problem in both places. You have a problem at home and you're gonna have a problem at work. Now, I keep my shit separate. You need a gay male friend. I don't know about all that either. Although I did have one, but he died of AIDS. Oh, I was so broken up. Man, the day he called, he told me that he had AIDS. I must have broke down. I could, oof, that was hard. He lived about another year. Yeah, I still have a picture of us together. We were showing all kinds of teeth. Really nice guy, really nice. What are some types you would never in a million years date? Girl, how long you got? That list is about 60 miles long. Let me just tell you, I'll just tell you maybe 10. I'm not dating nobody who's got multiple baby mamas. I'm not dating nobody who's any kind of holic. Alcoholic, drugaholic, pornaholic, womanaholic, pussyaholic, none of that. No holics at all. I do not mess with people who smoke. Okay, cigars, cigarettes, pipes, weed, none of that. We don't do that. No smoking. I don't mess with, well, yes, that's it. No broke dudes, none of that. I don't deal with dudes who are hoteps, none of that. Any kind of religious man, Christian, Muslim, none of that. None of them thumpers. Girl, what you give him your number for? You don't give men your number. Especially when you live and he's a neighbor. No, you broke the cardinal rule. Never shit where you live or work. That was a violation. You don't do that. Now, unemployed is in the broke category. So, they don't have no money. No hoteps. No men with this problem. Yes. I don't care. They have that accent. I can't do it. They be talking like, and I don't understand what the fuck they be talking about. It's too stressful. And they have them African accents of men, and they be talking fast and trying to rap to you and stuff. And I'd be like, huh? What? What'd you say? No. Never mind all that. The only accent you can have is one from New York or Boston or maybe from the South. I can handle that because I lived in Houston for a while, so I can understand that. But no, you don't want to date them Israelite men's. I sure don't. And none of them bean pie selling motherfuckers either with the bow ties. Nope, none of that. I don't do men with no low self esteem. I don't do that. As soon as they start talking some stuff about, well, I don't know, I probably won't do good at it. I always mess up. Okay, that either you're making a plea for sympathy or you seriously have low self esteem. Either way, you ain't getting no sympathy from me, and I don't do motherfuckers with low self esteem. You gonna be around me, you better have your confidence tight because I will crush you. I know. So the next good dudes be like, well, you think you all that. I said, no, I am all that, and you know it. That's why you said that. What you trying to do? What you trying to say? Well, I don't know. Co-practitioners, I don't know. Yes, honey, no big bellies. Oh my God. Okay, this we do. Why do you have a belly so big that it comes in the room like you cross the threshold and I'm sitting on the side and your belly comes into the room before you do? What is that? No, can't do it. Can't do it. Well, we ain't even getting to the. I'm just talking about with the immediate, uh, rejection thing. Yeah, no holics. I already said that. No holics. I don't do deal. Okay, this one dude I dated for a hot minute. He had a baby with some white girl, and he was trying to use me to get some. He wanted to get some of my money to help him pay for a lawyer so he could fight the custody because of the issues he was having with the white girl. And I'm just looking at him like, what you want me to do? I think I'll let me call her up and tell her to dog your ass some more because that's what you get. I mean, what? What are you surely you jest. You think that you're gonna come to a black woman now? You got yourself in some fucked up situation, and then I'm gonna save your ass? No, I'm gonna feed you to the wolves. What's her number? Let me call her so I can tell her how she need to just like dog you even to the depths of the planet. That's what she need to do. That's what you need to do. He wouldn't be cheating on me because we're talking rejection. Remember, this is the beginning part. What kind of men would I never date? So we're not talking about you date them and they cheat. That's you going too deep for that. We're just talking about immediate rejection because that's what she asked me. So that's what I'm sticking to. I don't do men that have that Ronald McDonald hairdo. You know what they like hair on the sides, and this part is bald. No, I don't do men that have extensions in their hair and shells and beads and stuff like that. Nope, we don't do that. We don't do that. I don't like that look. That's not me. I don't like men whose pants sag and they ass be out. Boy, put some clothes on. Okay? No, we're not doing that. I don't like men in their 40s who dress like they're a hip hop, 19-year-old. Grow the fuck up. Really? Yeah, they be doing that in Oakland. They be having this, and then they want to fly. I don't know. Maybe they gay. I don't know what they are. It doesn't matter what they are because they will never be a part of my world. So I never stop to ask them, oh, by the way, I see how you dressed. Are you gay? Because I don't care. They just not going to talk to me. Yes, poor. That's under the category of men with poor hygiene. So you're standing there, and he got like food in his beard or mustache or something. His nails are grungy, grimy. He got food stains on his clothes. He got a little reek of armpits, slight armpit reeking. You can smell dusty, musty nuts, butt leavings or something, and he got skid marks in his drawers. And yes, that's right. Deb does not do the hot dog on the back of the neck look. I don't do that either. Mm-mm. I don't do men that have eczema. I don't like looking at it. That's my thing. I know it's sad. I know people have allergies. I have allergies myself, but I do not want to look at that. Got to go to, they have medication for that. Handle that shit. Yeah. Oh, the long nails. Oh, yeah. What the fuck is that? I know, like in the 70s, men used to do, they had like a long nail on the pinky and stuff because that used to be big in the Bay Area. I was, a little tiny kid and I used to see it. And they would have, they used it to sniff cocaine. They would distribute it because they rather than use a scoop, they would use the pinky. So that was thing. Oh yes, honey, I have seen some shit in my life. Men with big butts, yes. I had a friend who has, I mean, from the back, he looked like a woman. I was like, okay, what's going on here? No, see, we can't do that. No man would donk. Your butt cannot be bigger and higher and rounder than mine. That's not, no, we can't do that either. I don't like men that wear more jewelry than me, and I don't like men whose hair is longer than mine. We cannot doing that. You got all them dudes with like all them that stuff, they got no, not doing that either. You should not be having no metal detector going off when you try to go through an airport. I just can't do that. From doing what? Squats. No, it's not. That's just a big butt from just no. I'm just telling you, I don't even care what it's from. It could be because he got implants. It could be because he's part Martian. I just don't care. I'm not fucking with you. That's what we're talking about. What do you, you know, what do you not want to date? I mean, the list is really long. I can't even think. I don't like men who eat too much meat. When you're a vegan, I mean, I can, deal with it sometimes. I even cook it sometimes for my daughters or friends. Made some baked ziti with, it got the cheese and stuff and the ground, what they call that stuff, Italian sausage. I would cook it sometimes for my loved ones. I'm not like a prude about it, but like some dudes, they want to go and they just want to eat like this giant steak and they want it to be rare or meat, so there's like bleeding on the plate and stuff. No, can't do it. Can't do it. Plus, they have a smell. Their body smells that meat rotting inside of them, and their breath has a smell, and their excretions have a smell, and it's just gross. Yep, loud men, the braggart type. No, they got to get in a public place and start talking about who they know and what they got and all this old stuff. No, any man who I think has any tendencies towards girliness. And it's something, I don't even have to prove it. I don't need to know what your sexuality is. If I think it, if you give me a buzz of femininity and your ass is supposed to be a man, I'm out. Some of them, like they stand, how girls stand when they put that one heel in the instep and then they kind of prop their hip. You know what I'm talking about. I met a dude and he was standing like that. And I looked at him. I'm thinking, oh shit, you got some sugar in your tank. This is not normal. That's not how dudes stand. Dudes stand that wide-legged stance with, like they own and shit, or they like this, the martial arts kind of stance and stuff. You don't stand up there with like that girl pose with your hip propped out. That's some girly shit. Oh hell no. So and I did this one guy went out and he had this bucket ass car. Why did this man pick me up in this car that had a hole in the floor? And what he had done, I didn't find out till later, right? He had put a piece of wood over it and then put a rug, the carpet over it, like a mat, a car mat over it. And so I'm in the car and I'm like, God, this sounds really loud. It's like you really could hear road noise in this car. And he's like, oh yeah, because there's a hole in the floor. I'm like, what? Honey, I'll tell you, I could do some of the dates I've been on. It's just a nightmare. It wasn't even hoopty category. It was just oopsie. It was just like, what the fuck is this? And so, we go on a date, but I already knew we was on our way to the restaurant. I should have done was just had to make a U-turn and drop me back off. Cause I'm like, dude, right. Exactly. It's like, you never know. I might have to put my feet down there and help the car go or some shit. No. That was it. Yeah, he did, but was a law school student. See, so she knew, and he was like top of his class. President. I mean, the editor of the Harvard Law Review, and that was the kind of car he had for that moment. But see, that man had a bright future. Michelle wasn't stupid. This motherfucker that I'm talking about didn't. He had like a janitorial service or something. I don't know. After that, I stopped, dealing with them low budget men. I was like, okay, what did I just do? I think I was about 18 or something when I went out with him. So you know how long ago that was. And he was in his early 20s. Men who wear bandanas. Well, I mean, he might have a reason for wearing one. He might be a construction worker. They put that on there and then they put their hard hat on over it. I need to know more. I can't just say because he has on a bandana. I need to know why he has on a bandana. I hate men who, thank you for reminding me, men who ask you on a date and then say they want to go Dutch. No. No. You can ask me out and you think I'm gonna pay. See, I don't need to go out with you. I could just take myself out and not have to be bothered with you. I mean, why do I have to be bothered with you and pay for the privilege of being bothered with you? Fuck you. Men who are ex-convicts, now we don't do that either. Too many of them have too much tendencies. And you know what I mean? This dude that I'm talking about that had the girly stance, he had been in prison for a minute. So, I'm like, okay, I connected them dots. I'm like, no, not doing that. Um, Men with bad table manners. I cannot tell you how many one date wonders I had with guys who eat awful. There's one dude I went out with, and I had met him at the health club, and we went out and we had Mexican food, and we was talking, and had this he had enchiladas, right? So he had like some of the cheese, the cheese is melted on the top. So he had some cheese on his lip, like right here. So I'm sitting across from him and he's talking, and it's a string of cheese, right? But I guess it was so thin he couldn't really feel it. So he was talking, and I bet cheese was steady wiggling. The cheese was moving. He's yeah, 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 and the cheese was wiggling like that. And I thought, oh my God, this is too funny. And I wasn't gonna say nothing because I feel like, you've grown, you know how to eat. You should be wiping your mouth after you eat some kind of saucy, kind of food with goo on it and stuff. He never picked that napkin up. That napkin stayed there till the end of the meal. And I was sitting there and I was just laughing my ass off. And he thought I was laughing at what he was saying. So he's thinking he's telling a story that's just got me falling out. But in my mind, I'm laughing. I was like, damn, motherfucker, you stupid. You got cheese on your lips. Oh, that was the funniest date. People tell me that you should have told him. I'm like, why? Shit, he's like 40 years old. He know how to eat. He know how to wipe his face. And if he didn't, that's his parents' fault. They should have taught him. It's not my job. My job is to laugh when you do something stupid. That's my job. And so I'm really good at that. So I sat there and I laughed my hiney off. And then the date was over and then that was it. But it was fun. It was an entertaining evening. All right, so let's see. Let's take another question or two. And then what? Okay, see, no. Armpit stains, no. I have so many things I don't like men who call women females in that derogatory tone. You know what I mean? These females, no, instant. What do you think? A motor man told me to never had trust a man who has his hand in his pockets. What do you think? I don't know about that. Maybe his hands are cold. What do you think of a single women in their 30s having children through their sperm donor? Why not? Wait, wait, I don't get the question. You mean a sperm bank? I don't understand that question. And he would pick his teeth with a fork? No. Don't have a booger in your nose? No. None of that either. Yeah. Females, hoes, mission, none of that. Any kind of negative talk about women? No. No. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to do, I mean, I have no problem with it. I think that's better than having a baby with some useless piece of shit. I mean, at least this way you don't have to worry about visitation, his family, nothing. You don't have to worry about any of that. I would suggest, though, go to a sperm bank that's outside of your vicinity because a lot of those dudes, they donate a lot. So, like, if you're going to get some, go to like another county, two away or something. I mean, drive for an hour or two and do the treatment and drive back. So that way you'll get a different pool than the women that's in your general vicinity. You see what I mean? It might be a lot of kids right there are, created by the same individual. So you want to get some different. Like if I'm living here in Oakland, I might go to San Jose or San Diego or LA or something to get some, just so it'll be outside the gene pool of my immediate area. That would be my suggestion because I've heard of that happening. I'm looking. What did Eddie say? I must have missed it. Tattoos tattoos at all. I'm not a tat person. I don't like tattoos. I don't like people all drawn on. See, they think that shit looks cute. It might look cute now while you in your, 20s and 30s and stuff, while your, muscles are hard and your skin is all firm and stuff. So look again at 75 and 80. That's just not going to be cute at all. Yeah, they've been putting tattoos on their face, them tears and crosses and shit. Uh-uh. You sat down for a quick nap. Yeah, you was in a coma. You must have been tired, Erica. So, take care of your body, take care of your health. Um, all right. I'm looking for some question. I don't see none. So I guess I'm done then. I don't know. My list of what I won't be bothered with is so long. It's just a miracle I go out at all. Because I just. So yeah, I haven't been out for a minute. Yeah, well, this is my last date was about a month ago. But I've been concentrating on my YouTube empire. All right, let's see here. How can I help my shy brothers get hooked up? Is it appropriate to be my brother's wing? Well, they call it a wing woman. Um, my favorite color is purple. Um, Jerisha, if you know some young ladies, um, or what you could do, they have to do a personal ad and put yourself as like I'm helping. I want to set up my brother on some blind dates or whatever, and he's this and that and blah blah blah, and he's pretty shy though. So I mean, just say what you will say what the deal is. I bet you get some bites, and then you could screen them. Women I think screen other women better than men do, because you'll know what question to ask, and you'll get an idea if she's a bullshit artist or if she's about something. But there are really actually a lot of nice young ladies using online dating that are looking for somebody, a decent guy. But if your brother's kind of shy, you're gonna have to work with him so he knows how to handle himself on a date. So don't just send him out there, because they'll be like, oh my God, he's boring. He doesn't talk. He just looks at me. And you got to work with him, practice a little bit with him first, so he knows how to act on the date and don't embarrass you after you hook him up. Yeah, men who live with their parents. See, Eddie. I mean, unless we'll see now the age that I'm, at this age now, though, people's parents start getting sick, and so people start moving in or moving their parents in with them or moving in with their parents to help take care of them. So now we've kind of gone full circle from young to living to your parents to people being to older and living with your parents, and it's a different picture. The roles are kind of reversed. The kids are taking care of the parents versus the parents taking care of the kids. So that's kind of you got to look at that on an individual basis too. What kind of man would I marry today? I'm not getting married ever again. Don't even think about that. Don't even use that word, the M word. um, does the job market get harder for single women over 50? I'm worried about staying employed till I'm 65. I don't think so. As long as you got good skills, they don't care. Go to get you a government job. Get you a government job. They city governments, county governments, state governments, federal governments. So, you can there's a big choice. And there's a website, I think it's called governmentjobs.com, and they list all that stuff. So, honey, just get on over there. Yeah, I'm just not interested. I don't know. I mean, I can't even imagine what kind of stellar motherfucker that would have to come along to make me want to get married again. And it's not like, I said, it's not like I'm just like against being with somebody. It's not that. I just don't like that whole concept. That just, ugh. I didn't want to get married when I got married. So, I don't really want to do it now. Why should I? What's the benefit? I don't see the benefit. Oh, Joseph, you need to submit that letter to the advice column on the top of this page there. You'll see a thing, the button that says get advice. Click that and fill out all the blanks and submit that question. And USA jobs. Okay, yeah. Okay, Eddie, there you go. I knew it was something about government jobs, but okay, oops, I had it wrong. If he was Dwayne Johnson, no, I would fuck him. I'm not gonna get married to him. I don't want to have a husband that every woman in the world is drooling over. That's like that might raise up my once little bit of jealousy that I have. I was jealous one time. Did I ever tell you guys about that one time I was jealous? Oh my God, I felt sick. I felt sick. I just like, um, okay, I broke up with this dude, right? He made me mad. I forgot what we got my man. So I went to this the Calvin Simmons Theater here in Oakland. It was some comedy show. And the guy I went with bought tickets in the first row for some unknown reason. You don't never sit in the first row at a comedy show, but whatever, we in the first row. Bill Bellamy was there and all this stuff. And by the way, Bill Bellamy dropped a packet of cocaine on the stage in a snow pouch, and everybody who was in the front row saw it. And then one of the other comedians told him, so he scooped down and picked it up. It was wild. Okay, so anyway, we're in the front row, right? And I don't know what happened. I got this buzzing energy. Why in this big as this thing is this whole auditorium, right? I turn around and look, and like several sections over, look dead in that motherfucker's face, when I had just broke up with. And he was with some girl, and she was like all pawing on him and all, rubbing on him and stuff, and just all leaned into him. He was sitting stiff like this because he saw me. I guess he saw me from the back before I saw him, and he was stiff like this, just sitting there, just staring at me. So when I turned around and I saw him, oh my God. Okay, I have never been jealous before or since. This was the one time. And it's like I broke into a sweat. And I just like, I had my hair curled all cute and everything. My hair was curled and was down. I was just, the bouncing and behaving hair. And honey, I broke out in a sweat. I started sweating them curls out. And I was hyperventilating. I felt sick to my stomach. I couldn't breathe. I saw the dude I was with. I was like, what is this feeling? What's going on? I had to go to the ladies' room and get myself together. And so I stayed in there for a minute, just like trying to fan myself and cool off with cool towels and stuff, And then when I came back to my seat, they were gone. So he had left. But that was the one time in my life I was jealous. I said, I don't never want to feel like that again. I don't know what that was. It was a horrible feeling in my life. But that was it. So anyway, I guess that's long enough. Dang, 2 hours? See, y'all just kept me here just running my mouth for 2 hours. Usually I try to wrap this up in I still didn't give a fuck. I just felt jealous because, I didn't want him. I didn't want him back because he was just a little fucker. But it just did something. I don't know. I don't know what that was, but I quickly talked myself out of it, and so that was the end of that. But I'm going to leave now. It's getting dark. Notice the darkness in the thing here. And you guys save those questions. I'll probably pop up here on the weekend. So make sure that you subscribe and make sure that you click the bell symbol. Okay? Because you never know when I'm going to pop up. Sometimes I just be sitting around here, then I think, oh, I should do a video. And then, live stream or whatever. I have something that I want to say. And so I'll pop up and, then people will get the little notification and they come. And that's how it's been. But I am going to be here every Tuesday and every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. It's 9 if you're on the East Coast. So we'll do, it's Tell It Tuesday, where we can go through the advice questions that people submit. And then on Thursday, we'll do a topic and a, free-for-all kind of chat. And then I'll do whatever I do on the weekend. All right? I'm the pop-up queen. You're right. So you guys have a great night, and I will see you either Saturday or Sunday. All right? Enjoy yourself. Bye-bye.